So now Kahia is still deeply upset over the death of his friend and the taking of his wife, vows to get back at the Jehols at a place where he shall have the upper hand. Kahia is back at his home site. He is indoors with Zola, and his attackers are high up in the mountains above, waiting for the old ones to draw near. Most of the hunters are positioned on top of the cave entrances to prevent the Jehols from attacking their families, which lie inside. Colette is now getting another report back from Russ. Colette, I've got a better look this time. Give me a moment to catch my breath. I saw the people of the valley inside Kahia's camp. I saw no sign of the main members of his group. Word from the clans are that he has been injured on the back roads in a hunt. His spear was found and pieces of his clothes were everywhere. Is there a trail that goes back to his camp that we are approaching? Yes. And it said that 2 of his attackers brought him back to the camp. This spearhead found is definitely Kahia's, as he is the only person that makes his spearheads in this long, thin dimension as the one I hold here in my hands. So he is hurt. That's good. One less I have to fight. Get our attackers to split up. One go above where the caves are, and the others follow me, and get these weak ones on the ground. Clouds are forming in the skies above. The day dims as it begins to drizzle droplets of water onto the land. The rain is coming down harder and harder with every step Colette makes to the camp. The tribe's elderly and women begin to run into the caves. Colette's attackers try to pursue them, but the unseen hands from above are raining rocks upon them. The advancing group of hunters are being struck from all directions. Many try to climb the drenched, watered earth to try to neutralize the threat from above. But the ground is fragile and gives way beneath them. With a splash of water onto the ground, one man tries to get back to his feet. He looks above to the light of day. His eyes are blurred and then slightly start to clear up again, only to be blinded once again with a final smashing blow from the stone above. This battle has taken so many brave attackers, but the fight continues. Rutz has moved up now to the tops of the mountain where the tribesmen are. Rutz, having got up to the mountain, sees the opposing side still attacking. He moves his people in for the kill. Quietly they approach. Then they charge up behind them, clubbing at them, crushing their spirits and throwing their bodies off to one side. Some of the tribesmen were waiting in ambush as some of their friends are being ripped and torn by the attackers. They rush over to assist their friends from behind the rugged rocks which once kept them hidden and out of harm's way. The tribesmen are all around the old ones. They chuck their spears into the air at the attackers until all at the edge of the cliffs are no longer standing and able to fight them. It all happens so quickly. Thunder is heard up above in the clouds. The rain has let up some as flashes of bolting light are seen. Things start to get quiet. Then the rain picks up again. The heavy cold rains are forming puddles as Zola checks in on Kahia. Some of the fighters are crying. Some are yelling as the inflammation of their wounds become more apparent to them. An injury of major proportion isn't realized at first, as the body is in shock. But in time their muscles begin to start throbbing with an extreme sore irritation can be felt by many of those who were injured in the battle. Many of the attackers' legs are crushed. Others are wounded by the tips of spears. Colette is injured. His right leg is torn. His hand has been crushed. and he is deeply saddened as he watches his people's blood trickle into the lake. The lake is red now. Its fiery colored waters from the depths of hell cast a frightening chill, as so many inside the lake appear to be blistered and slightly cooked. Colette is getting closer to where Zola is. He has his spear drawn, as if he's ready to attack. The smell of death and charred meat draw a saber-toothed tiger to the lake. Its massive exterior glides through the grasses as if it were a free-flowing stream. It hunches down to a crawl, and its growl is heard throughout the camp. As one man cries out for help, no one moves to his aid. The hunter's neck is then grabbed by the creature's teeth. He struggles for a moment, and then is carted off to a safe place where the cat can enjoy his meal. Thunder is heard off in the distance. The blasting sound echoes, and droplets of water continue to fall from the gray, dark clouds above. Colette, let me take you inside so that I can stop the bleeding. If you haven't lost too much of your strength from your injuries, you still may be able to heal. You stay away from me, you old fool. Why do you back to where the water has gathered upon the ground? Careful, Colette, you're injured. Lay your weapon down so that you can be treated. Not a chance. Your attackers will surround me, and then I'll be defenseless. Colette falls onto one knee. He squints his eyes, and everyone can tell he is in pain. Zola walks up to him as Colette's spear is pointed up into the air, as he braces himself from falling. Zola has his healing stone in one hand and offers his hand in friendship. As could be expected, Colette would not reach for it. Colette leans his weight on his rear leg, lowering his spear as Zola has his back to him. With only one good arm, he tries to jab it at Zola. The medicine man grabs at the spear, blocking the blow. And then he takes the stick away from Colette. Zola puts his hand on Colette's shoulder. As he does, there is a bright, curling light seen striking the water of the lake. It sends an electrical field all around where the water lies upon the ground. A deafening bang is heard as an electrical energy runs through Zola and enters into Colette. An explosion rips through the tissues of the Jehol's leader, blasting through his chest. He plummets to the ground with a projection of blood streaming from his mouth. Zola's hand is burnt, and he is jarred backwards where he hits his head on a sacred rock. His healing stone is blazing glow as it hits and enters the water. Kahaya limps and tries to rush over to Zola's aid, but the medicine man has expired and he is just too late. Kahaya grips his friend and is overtaken with a sense of loss. These battles fought today have made him victorious, but with the loss of so many, who can say who really wins? Kahaya is the sole leader now of all the territories in the land in which he lives. He goes back into the cave to rest and wonders what has become of his wife Salama. How will I get along without her? Will she still love me after all that's happened? These questions he knows are probably unfounded, but he wonders anyway as he deals with the loss of a close friend and an important member of his group. It is getting late now, and he snuggles up in many blankets and takes a breath. His mind is filled with beautiful images of being reunited with his wife. I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to continue with the last section of this part of the story next time. So until next time, thanks for watching.